Hey guys, welcome back to Resin Bell. Today I'm going to be working on making these Dollar Tree wine glasses into some Halloween goblets. So I saw this video on Zan Von Zed, I don't know, last year sometime, and she made this really cool boggy skeleton kind of scene where it's like a skeleton in a bog. So I'm going to be using these glasses, some of these skeletons from the Dollar Tree, some rocks I found in my driveway, and some little pieces of wood that have moss on them for some of the scenery in the bog. So I'm going to get started here, and we're going to make a little bog scene on the bottom stem of these glasses. I'm going to cut apart the little guys here. Alright, I'm going to repeat that for that one. Okay, so the next thing we got to do is paint. I'm going to paint the skeletons, the rocks, and the bottoms of the glasses black. And I'm using the enamel paint because we're going to be doing a dry brush of gray after we get done with this, and I want it to stick really well. So. Alright, so now I've got some of my rocks painted and my skeleton pieces painted and the bases of the glasses painted. You can see it goes on very streaky at first, so I'm going to let that dry and then I'll do a second coat and that should fill it in the rest of the way. So I'm going to use some art glitter glue. I've kind of got these arranged kind of how I want them, and now I'm just going to start gluing the pieces around the base. Hopefully. head fell off. Okay, so I've got these acetate sheets glued on and taped on, and I put hot glue on the bottoms and around the edges to kind of make my own little mold at the bottom. Now you could do this probably if you had a deeper coaster mold, you could set these down in, but I don't. All I only have is a shallow one, so I wanted this to be a little deeper. I'm not going to take it to the top of the head, but I am going to cover the head so that it has a nice seal on it, and then probably about yay high. I don't want a giant chunk of resin at the bottom, but yeah, so we're going to mix up some fast set. This is not going to be a very thick coat because I'm not going to put that much in there. So I'm going to use this Fast Set by Counterculture DIY. It sets up in about 2 hours, so we can get this done. So I'm adding just the tiniest bit of the green growler dispersion color by Counterculture DIY. And I only want to just lightly tint this resin, very lightly. I want it to be very light green. I don't want it to be opaque. Just the lightest tint of color. I think that's going to be cool. That's kind of perfect. That's exactly what I needed. Just a little bit. You can see. Alright. Now then, I'm going to let that set for a minute and let some of those bubbles pop, and then I'm going to be using my pipettes to add the resin to the cups. Okay. Alright, so my first batch kind of flash cured in my cup while I was using it, so I had to mix up some more, and I didn't put quite as much green in because I thought this was a little too much. So it's very lightly tinted, like you can't even hardly see it unless there's a whole bunch of it together. So hopefully it turns out alright. I think I like that depth. You can kind of see just how high up. It's about right there where I wanted it to be on that one. And so we're just going to let that cure, and then we can take that off, and I may do a little bit of a top coat after I get the forms off. Okay, I think this is mostly cured right now, but I think we can go ahead and pull this off. So I had this setting on my silicone. The only reason I did that is because the hot glue was attached to the glass and was sealing in the acetate. So yeah, I just got to peel this off.